Hey everyone, it's Peter Lin from Yardbird Entertainment. It is Friday, March 20th, and today is a very special day because Bandcamp has got rid of their revenue shares so that the artists keep 100% of their earnings. Meaning if you charge $10 for an album, you keep that full $10. This is in response to the COVID-19 crisis. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how you can put your music on Bandcamp and take advantage of this deal. So let's get started. So what we're looking here is a completed page and what it might look like. This is my newest album. People can just buy it directly as a digital album, have it right on their computer. It comes with all other kinds of stuff, like I have liner notes. It came with a comic book, PDF. And also has my previous albums on here. So this is a good way of getting your music out there, and kind of having the money directly coming to you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add an album. So we're going to go there. All right, so this is what the page should look like if you clicked on add album. You're going to see a lot of different customizable stuff here, some descriptions and stuff like that. All right, so what we want to do is first put in our album name. We're going to call it the COVID-19 album. Very creative. Since we're trying to take advantage of the deal today, we are going to make it for today's date. So that is March 20th, 2020. All right, now moving on to pricing. Here it suggests $7. Again, think about it because it's a digital album. So usually you want to price it lower than a physical album. All they gotta do is put in their credit card or PayPal information and the money goes directly to you. So we're just going to leave it to $7, but you can make it whatever you want. There's also an option to let fans pay more if they want, which is always great. Okay, so then you can set up the payments to go directly via PayPal. So that's what I did. That's why that's there already. So next thing you want to do is upload your album art. It's a minimum of 1400 by 1400 pixels. Bigger is better. But again, try to keep in mind the maximum amount of megabytes, which is 10. So I'm just going to go ahead and upload something. So next you can actually add bonus items in there. You can add like a PDF liner notes, some video, but just try to decide something that's going to entice people to buy your music. You don't have to, but it's kind of like it's a cool feature of Bandcamp. All right, next is artist. So artist is usually yourself. If you are a band, then it'll be your band name. About this album, now this is the thing that's going to appear as the description for your album. So I'm just going to put something in here. All right, next is album credits. Now that's usually the people who performed on your album, people who mixed it or mastered it, where you recorded the record. So you could just put in all that details here. So next section is tags. These are keywords of how people will find your music. So you try to make it relevant to what your album is about. So I'm just going to put in some keywords here. Next is the album UPC EAN code. This is how they keep track of all the stats on your album. So if you don't have a UPC code, you don't have to worry about it necessarily, especially since you're just going to be uploading digitally. So I'm just going to leave that open. Catalog number, that's also for your own records. You could, if you're releasing quite a number, then maybe it's a good idea to keep track of that, but I'm just going to leave that open for now as well. So you can see here it's uploading. Sometimes it takes a while, depending on how big the file is. Whatever title that you gave it in the files, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the track name. So you actually have to put in that information. While it's uploading, you have the option of putting in all of these different descriptions for that particular track. So we're going to name it the same thing I put in. Here we have enable individual track download. If you want people to just download single tracks, that's fine. And you can set the price for each of those tracks. You could put the description for each of these tracks, the lyrics and track credits. These are very highly customizable. So video comes with Bandcamp Pro, so we're not going to do that. All right, so artist. So, just leave this blank if it's the same person, if it's yourself. You can upload individual track art, and you can tag each of these individual single tracks as well. All right, so for Creative Commons, you really have to read each of these infos and see which one, fits you the best. They do a very good job of explaining, but I'm pretty sure most people fall into this category. So, but you just want to double check that, all right? Next is the track ISRC number. So if you released your album physically, usually there is a tracking number for each of your, individual tracks. In this case, since you're just releasing it digitally through Bandcamp, you probably don't have one. Unless you want to get one, you can actually purchase them online. Release date's the same as the album release date, which means we leave that blank. You could have it set as a bonus track. So you could keep adding tracks here, as many as you need to make the album. So if you click on add merch, it's actually going to take you to a separate page. I've never done this section before. Again, this is like physical merch that you might have come with your album, in which case you would be in charge of, sending it and all that kinds of stuff. So we're just going to skip this section, close out of that. You can set it as a digital pre-order, if you have a release date that's further down the line. But since we want to do it for today, that's cool. So there's different ways of publishing your album here. You could do it publicly, which means that as soon as you press publish, it is right there on your Bandcamp site. Another option is private. This is not visible to anyone, but they can be made available via track or album codes once published. So you basically just send that over to people that you think would want to buy your album, but wouldn't be, open to the public. Usually I would just click publish, but I don't want this to show up on my Bandcamp because I already linked it on my Facebook and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to just cancel this, and I was just going to show you how you can customize your page using my own completed page. All right, now that we're back on the page that would be now we're back on what a completed page would look like. I'm going to let you know now, it doesn't really look like this when you release it. There's a lot of colors that I kind of just added and customized for myself, something that kind of matched the album cover. So up here, you can actually add a banner. In this case, you actually have to make this yourself. It doesn't really come like this. Actually, it's pretty easy making banners. You just got to figure out what the pixels are and then go to whatever image editing site or use Photoshop and customize it yourself to your liking to make it more attractive. You can always edit your album again. This doesn't have to be a final product. You can always edit all the details, or you could delete it, and I'm not going to do that obviously right now. You can have a profile picture for yourself. So here I just added my picture, my location, where I'm at. People can follow you on this website. This is my artist bio. You can actually edit the artist bio right here on the page. And these are all my socials. That is actually done through settings, I believe. All right, before we continue with editing the album, I just want to show you something really quick. I went to edit profile over here, and this is what it should look like. You can put in all your custom URL, your websites, your different socials, emails they can use. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff to do here. So just make sure that you edit your profile before you start sending this stuff to people. All right. When we go back, you can actually change the design of the page. Again, like I said, the colors don't necessarily just come like this. You can choose everything right here. So these are all just the different color options for all the different parts of what the website looks like. You can go ahead and change a lot of that stuff yourself. You just click on each of these different things here. All right. I believe that's everything okay, I think that's all the basic. I believe we covered all the basics of how to set up your album on Bandcamp. So if you have any additional questions, don't be afraid to reach out to me. I could be reached via, anywhere at this point, social media, email and stuff like that. So again, I want to thank everyone for watching this video. If you're definitely interested in putting out music right now, definitely highly suggest it today, especially. Again, they are letting artists keep 100% of the share. So if you sell it for 10, you get 10. All right. So hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching another video for Jazz Biz 101. Everyone stay safe, wash your hands, all that kind of good stuff. All right.